I'll let you explain the gorilla experiment.
Yeah, we watched this in a perception lecture last year, but I'd seen it before because I know Peterson used it in one of his one of his personality lectures. And I'd also just seen it. I don't know if we did it A-level as well. But anyway, it's a video of, I think it's 3 or 4 people on 2 teams, so 8 total people, right? 4 of them are wearing white clothes, 4 of them are wearing black clothes. And each team has a ball, and they're passing a ball around in this big group where they're all kind of mixed in, jangling together. And you're asked at the beginning of the video to pay close attention and count how many times the white team passed the ball between each other, right? And this is difficult to do. It'll make more sense if people go and look at the video. But obviously you've got 8 people in a crowd all sort of walking past each other and jumbling around and mixing up. So it takes a good amount of your brain's attention to follow just the white team's ball, if that makes sense. And you're counting how many passes. You do this for a minute or whatever. Then that ends, and the video goes, they passed the ball 14 times or whatever, and you're like, did you get it right or not? And you either did or you didn't, and you feel either good or not happy with yourself if you didn't. And then the video ends with the question of, but did you see the gorilla? And you find out that at some point in that minute, when you were trying to watch the white team pass the ball, someone in a gorilla costume comes into the middle of the room, in amidst the crowd of people passing the balls around, waves at the camera, then walks out the other side. And if you haven't seen the video before and you're truly locked in trying to count the number of passes, you don't see the gorilla. And that comes as a massive shock to a lot of people, because you think you would see what's really going on in a situation. And the conclusion that I've learned from it, and what we were told in lectures and things, is what it shows is a lot of your perception, which is what you see in your reality rather than what you look at, is defined by your motivation in that situation and your beliefs about what's going to happen in that situation. So in this context, your goal while watching the video is to count how many passes the white team makes. And you don't believe that a gorilla, or you don't expect someone in a gorilla costume to come into the room. So you're not really looking for that. So you don't see it. What you see is just the decontextualized, just the white team passing the ball. And so the lecturers applied this to our lives and go, there's so much of reality that we don't see because we're just looking for what's in alignment with our goals and our beliefs. So very interesting. What do you think?
I heard about it from a Peterson lecture. It was in the Introduction to God series, and it was the Cain and Abel one, and it was very interesting. And it was interesting what he said. He by the way, if people are listening and don't know what we're on about, just search on YouTube the invisible gorilla experiment. And just to add a little bit of the context, actually, it's the 2 different teams. There's ones that are in black and there's ones that are in white, and I think it's 2 sets of 3 people. So right. Yeah, and what Peterson said was the study proves that ambition blinds you to reality. So,
which is kind of what I said about that, like yeah. Go on.
If you think about that in your own life, it's kind of like how we prioritize our focus. So, me personally, my mum always talks to me about stuff on the news, and I have absolutely what she says is the first time that I've heard of it, because my attention isn't focused on there. My attention is focused on becoming a better entrepreneur and a better podcaster. So that means that's my ambition, and so much of reality is blinded, sort of relationship drama and sort of there's basically there's an opportunity cost, a trade-off that just means that I'm completely unaware of a lot of things because I've shifted my focus in some way. And if you think about this this is why we struggle to relate to people. If you do this for multiple years, right, then how much compounding stuff have you missed out on that the majority of the people are doing? Like it's kind of no wonder why like we struggle to relate.
Yeah, you're walking through a different door of perception, and that idea that by focusing on something you miss out on so much, it sounds scary or negative, but it's just how things work. There's so much complexity, there's so much information that we could expose ourselves to, there's so much in the world that we could see, but we don't. We have a finite amount that we can take in and properly understand and focus on. And so perception in itself is a sacrifice. You sacrifice everything else that you're not going to see in that situation to focus on the thing you care about. But the most important thing is that you pick that consciously, or you pick that intentionally.